Welcome guys on this review on the last spell game. After spending enough time with this to really form a fair opinion, being a rather dense and a full game already at this stage, I have one warning. This is not a rogue-like, rogue-lite or really even anything more than slightly rogue adjacent. The meta unlocks are exceptionally powerful and important. This makes the game more like an enjoyably repetitive, but highly linear in terms of progression. It honestly has more in common with a Souls-like than a roguelike. Great game that I really hope gets better, because it has some serious flaws and for now. As far as combat goes, this is kind of my dream game. Town management with tower defense and tactical wave defense. And it is a lot of fun to play. The issue I have with it is the concept of most roguelikes is that you can always win, but doing many runs will often get you bonuses for the future runs. The last spell precludes you from being able to win at all until you have done many runs. Each one usually gives you currency you can spend on the perma upgrades, which are very helpful. If you play on easy, which they kind of shame you for in the tooltip, the only real difference is you get some additional upgrades for free without the grinds. Not really sure how is that any different than grinding for them. You end up not feeling invested in your runs after a while, because you know they are just XP harvesting runs to get the next upgrade. I find myself abandoning runs not because I can go further, but because resetting would make getting more points easier, and I know I'm going to lose regardless. I think the devs can fake the above, but I'm not sure how, since it is how they build the core gameplay loop. One way I think would be smart is to give the player achievable missions they can play, rather than just one unachievable one. My other big issue with the game is the perk system and the secondary stats. Things like balancing attacks and the momentum and such, not very well explained from what I can tell. I'm still not all sure what those are. And the perks, most of them feel kind of lame. I hope that gets tightened up. Even with the grind and opaque skills, I still really enjoy this game, and will probably grind my way through it even without more work from the devs. But the game is a 7 out of 10, with a really playable 9 out of 10 potential in it. If it is a good in early access, I feel confident the dev team can, at the very least, hit the 8.5 out of 10 in time. To illustrate what I mean, I believe there is a principle in rogue and rogue-like games. Taking Nota and Dead Cells as an example, giving good RNG, above average player skill and some fundamental foreign knowledge of the gameplay and mechanics, is entirely possible, although unlikely to beat your first run on your first try. There is not much truly holding you back aside from these aforementioned factors, luck, skill, information. Not over many runs, you might get unlocks to reduce repetitive nature, but you will inevitably reach a confluence of these three factors, which leads to what I think as a streaks, where you reach unprecedented momentum and either complete the run or achieve a new high watermark of your strategy, ability, and preparation, which is the influence of your player agency realized in combining the factors of luck, skill, and information. This experience of going on streaks, learning new tricks, or better preparing for unexpected outcomes like traps or enemy placement, while preparing for those events by saving items or through careful use of abilities or maneuvering out core roguelikes. In particular, the rush and satisfaction of reaching that breakthrough moment and landing into the streak where you begin to feel your strategies and builds, timing and ability, and your experience and information coming together and culminating in an enjoyable sensation of absolutely trouncing and flexing on everything that's ever stood in your way or held you back. This game lacks all of that, but it is still an enjoyable tactics-based defensive strategy game. The enemies always approach from one of four directions, different weapons carry different skills. Your units roll with different traits and that affect stats. There is no amount of skill, information or preparedness that can account for their game design. Your first world will always fail on night 2 or 3 depending on luck and talent, but never much further beyond. You're slowly buying ground against the clock, slowly but surely purchasing the next day either by grinding unlocks or improving at tactics like games. This game exceptionally linear with the illusion of rogue-like mechanics laid over. The meta unlocks are that important. Addition sections per turn, addition starting mana, better static equipment, additional static equipment, starting funds and resources, additional beneficial traits, vital infrastructure and buildings in the form of the ability to repel the fog, hire new heroes, obtain free items daily. All that and more unlocked not by default to allow you to more skillfully play the game, not by unlocking the next area, or as a consequence of a long and satisfying streak, but simply from killing enemies or achieving certain goals such as spend X amount of gold but X amount of defenses reach Knight X, or have a character reach level X. If you understand that what you're getting into, not a difficult curve, not a skill based game, but a difficulty bell curve where it starts slow and brutal and becomes quick and easy, with a moderately challenging and grindy middle section, then you will enjoy this. This is a rogue-lite, the gun rogue of roguelikes. This is a linear progression